Hi, happy Monday. I'm going to rattle your cage a bit today because I'm feeling a bit aggressive. Maybe it's because spring's in the air and the sun's shining, but I thought I would just get you thinking long and hard about where you are in your life, and more to the point, who is living your life? Is it you, or are you living it in a particular way for somebody else's benefit? Some of the people that I've been coaching recently have felt that they have been restricted in what they have achieved in their life due to the things that they were told about themselves when they were children or young people. And maybe that was parents telling them, maybe it was teachers at school, maybe it was their peer group, but they felt really restricted, and they've kind of been watching their life from the sidelines, reluctant to really get stuck in and play it properly because they don't have the confidence that they are going to be good enough. And it's resulted in them feeling slightly misaligned with where they are, and certainly feeling that they've underachieved. And it's interesting because many of the people who have done the workbook have come back to me, and they've suggested that when they came to the core values part in the workbook, they were completely surprised by what their core values really are, because they've been living off this other level of imposed values that they have developed with the view to pleasing other people. And when it comes down to it, they are very, very different at the core, and the things that matter to them are different at their core. And you know, this kind of approach to life is very limiting because it ignores the fact that we are currently evolving through life. So it's quite possible that we may not have been terribly good at something when we were children, or maybe not terribly interested in something as we were children. But as we've got older and we've got new interests and we've started to develop new skills, we actually do become interested in those things. There's several things now that I wouldn't have... Bird watching. I love bird watching. I always liked birds, but I would never ever have dreamt of I never thought I would have got pleasure of just sitting watching all the little birds around our bird table. You change as you go on, so you can't be limited by the things that you were told when you were younger. And now in standard coaching, a lot of the work I do is about highlighting beliefs. And if you remember, we've talked about beliefs before, and beliefs are just thoughts that you have told yourself or that you have been told over and over again, and they've gone in. So they become beliefs, and beliefs aren't necessarily true. So a lot of the work that coaches do is uncovering these beliefs and highlighting them, deciding whether or not they're true, and then rewriting them in a different way that is more beneficial to you being able to achieve more success in your life. But I have another approach as well, and I don't use it so often, but I use it sometimes, and I'm going to use it today. How long are you going to let someone else's views of what you should or should not be doing with your life dictate your life? How long are you going to live your life for somebody else and what somebody else's view is of what your life should look like? How long are you going to let somebody else dictate whether or not you're coming up short in certain areas and whether or not you should develop into other areas? And you know, it's practically an epidemic. So many people are in the positions they're in at the minute where they're uncomfortable down to the fact that they feel that they've been pushed there by somebody else. And that can be either people who are in your life now, it could be your spouse, it could be friends, it could be other members of the family, or it might be from way back from when you were a child and the people that influenced you then. But how long, I would ask you, I would challenge you, how long are you going to give away your power to other people and let yourself become a victim? Because that is exactly what you're doing. Blaming other people and allowing yourself to feel the self-pity of an unfulfilled life is a choice that you make. And it's a way of inoculating yourself from the fear of trying new things. It's a way of excusing your lack of progress in life. And it is always a choice. Nobody else can dictate exactly how your life is. You are totally 100% in charge. You have your own power, your own strength to run your life, to create your life the way you want it, unless you give that away to somebody else. And I would say that giving it away to somebody else is the easy way out. So if you want to just Carry on watching your life from the sidelines, that's fine. But don't kid yourself that it's not a choice, because it is a choice. You're choosing to take that approach. You're choosing to take the easier and considerably less fulfilling approach long term in your life. If you want more from your life, and if you don't want to be drawing your last breath, blaming your parents for the lack of fulfillment throughout your life, then do something about it. Then start to take action. Make a decision that you're actually going to get in the driving seat of your life and make things happen. You're going to let go of all of the rubbish that happened 2, 5, 10, 20, 50 years ago in your life, and you're going to get on with living tomorrow. You're going to get on with creating what you want for the rest of your life. And it'll be a life that is based on your values, your loves, your dreams, your aspirations, your terms. And you know, whether people are with you in this or whether they're not, whether they criticize you, whether they tell you that you are wrong, why don't you prove them wrong? Because they don't know. They're not living your life. You're the only person who knows. So live your life the way you want it, and if people don't like it, prove them wrong. Prove them that that was the right life path for you. You know, all of the people that we admire, all of the great achievers in the world, did not start off with silver spoons in their mouths. They probably didn't have the perfect spiritually enlightened parents that were able to tell them all of the ego-boosting success strategies when they were children. They didn't grow up with always being told they were more than enough and that they were brilliant and that they could do anything. They just got on with it. They let go of things, people that held them back. They let go of things they were told. They didn't take them on board. They lived their life the way they wanted to live it. They made mistakes and they proved the doubters wrong. And if you're listening to this, I would imagine that, you know, there's a couple of reactions taking place. Either you're a bit shocked that I've got a bit harder and tougher this week. But if you're sitting on the fence where you know that your life isn't what you want it to be, make the choice to do something about it. I've offered free strategy sessions, 30-minute strategy sessions. I'll attach one onto the email. You can click the link. Take me up on one of those. They're free, for goodness sake. And if you don't even get anything out of it, it's 30 minutes of your life that is wasted. The time it takes to drink a cup of tea or have a glass of wine or something. Do a strategy session and see if there's even something that you can do that will push you forward in their life. But please do not sit on the fence of postponing, starting to get stuck into the game of life and blaming other people for why it isn't what you want it to be. So, book a strategy session with me, or just go for it now. You do have the inner horsepower, the inner strength to be able to do anything you want in your life. That's a fact. You've got to choose to do it. You've got to decide to do the work part of it, but you have everything that you already need. All I do when I'm coaching is help people to uncover that. If you need help, great. If you don't, great. Carry on and do it, but do something. And at the very least, leave a comment. There's a horse about to hit the camera. Harry's behind it. He's just knocked it with his nose. Leave a comment beneath the video. Or send me an email, but preferably leave a comment and get into a bit of discussion about it. You may not like anything I've said. In that case, tell me. Get into a discussion. Let's get people moving here. Okay? So, take action. Leave a comment. Book a strategy session. Get stuck in yourself and let me know how you're getting on. Okay? But don't choose to do nothing. Bye.